Hello, hi, welcome to the chat today. How are you today? Hello, Christine. Hi, welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining me here today. I'm reading poetry by David Yates. If you're interested in that, is what I want to do today. Good afternoon, Christine. Thank you for asking, Vicky. I'm fine. I hope you are good as well. I hope everybody's doing well today. Today, actually, I had like I'm currently in a in a mood, yeah, and I don't know. There's some things that I wanted to do today, but like it's just not working out, yeah, and I don't know, just feeling kind of bad about that, and I don't know. I have to ask for help, yeah, but I don't know. I feel very very stressed to ask for help. Too much energy yesterday. No, yesterday. Is it coming from yesterday? Was it like a sign? Actually, yesterday I felt very excited. I don't know. Maybe it was coming from some sort of anxiety, eh? But like the, I think I'm now getting the low aspect of that feeling. Yeah. Yesterday I was just very very anxious about what I had to do today, and I was like, you know what? Let me just um I don't know. It felt as if I kind of did other things, I would not have to face what this thing I'm looking at right now today. But eventually, like I could not even sleep last night. Yes, I was just awake and I was looking for something to be entertaining, to just distract me. But 1 o'clock in the morning, almost 2 o'clock in the morning, you know. Eventually, I think I fell asleep, from exhaustion, mental exhaustion, and I didn't even know when I fell asleep actually because I now woke up around like 5 a.m. and I was like, wait, how did I get here? Like how did I fall asleep? And since that time, since 5, I've been, like, okay, I have to do this thing, I have to do this thing, and so I now faced the thing I was supposed to do, and I tried to do it, and it did not work out. And I was like, oh God, I don't want to do this thing. Like, I don't want to do this thing. Well, it's not like I don't want to do it. You know that kind of feeling now where um, you just have to do it. Yeah, you just have to do it. So I guess that's where I'm at right now. And it's like, okay, I'll not do it today. I'll just like I've postponed it. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And I was like, okay, the way my mood is here, like, will I be able to show up on, on live stream? Thank you, Vidi, for that encouraging sentence. Message, I mean. You may feel the first time, but I keep trying. But the thing is, like, it's so exhausting, processing feeling. It's just like, why? Why do I have to participate in society? you know? It's so exhausting. Now, this is the raining season here. if at least maybe the sun came out today and everywhere was bright and shiny, maybe my mood would be a bit better. But no, it's just been raining. The rain just stopped a few minutes ago, so everywhere just looks very dull. And today again, there's no light because the way we do light, they eventually brought the light yesterday around like 11 in the evening, like 11 in the night. Yeah, so the way they do light here is like they'll do 2 days on and 1 day off. That's 2 days of light and 1 day of no light. And yesterday was the last day of the light, so today is off, so no light today. If there was light now ahead, there's this anxiety that I wouldn't feel like, at least I won't have to worry about my phone dying, I won't have to worry about my power bank dying, or I don't know, I won't have to worry about those things, yeah. But now my heart is just beating. My heart is just beating. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Yeah, there won't be light for the whole day. That's how it is. And you know that this is even a very one of the better arrangements, for electricity supply, in this country. Maybe at least there's a little bit of security in knowing that there will not be light today. You can prepare that, okay, definitely tomorrow there'll be light, or there'll be light today, even if they take the light. And it's not like we'll have the light 24 hours of that on day. We have the light in bits, like we have light for maybe 2 hours in the morning, in the afternoon maybe 3 hours, then they bring it at night to sleep with light, that kind of thing. So that's just the security we have, that at least it's not sporadic, like, okay, they will not tell us, will not just say, they brought light today, oh, that kind of thing. And it's like, will they take the light in the next 5 minutes, or will they leave the light, for the next 1 hour? Okay. But today is off, yes, no light for the entire day. Today's off. um because I already spoke about what to do. Even eating here is kind of stressful for me, like as if food, is making me nauseated. I've eaten here, I've had lunch, but I feel so nauseated because it's like, oh, why did I eat? I don't know, I guess that's just how mood works here. Like, it just affects everything. um so yesterday, so I was talking about sit outside. This fresh air might help your mood. That's a good idea, but sitting outside, it's not so pleasant. Yeah, and the weather is very, very cold. But yeah, maybe I will consider that later in the day. Maybe later, instead of going into my room again, I'll just go and sit down outside. Go and sit down outside and just allow fresh air to touch my face. um Thank you for that suggestion. I will try it. I'll get back to you. My windows are open. My windows are open. My windows are always open. I like sunlight. That's what I was saying. Like, if today was a sunny day, maybe I would have felt a bit better here. I actually don't like the rain at all. I hate when it rains. Even if I'm inside the house, I still don't like the rain. Like, it has so many, and it just like, the rain to me just feels as if somebody's just crying. Yeah, it's like, oh my god, when will it end? And worst of all, if the rain has like, if it's a thunderstorm, yeah, or lightning, and then you have to worry about your electric pole or nonsense like that. So anyways, no, I always open my windows no matter what. I don't think there's any situation I've been in, like any bad mood I've been in, where I closed my windows. No, it has not got to that point. One thing about me, I really like the sun. I like the sun, although I don't like feeling hot or heat, yeah. I like feeling cold, but I also like the sun. I think that's just it. Oh, but anyways, let I will let sorry, let me do something now. Oh my god. Just hold on, I'm coming. Okay. If only it was possible, I'd say let's swap because here it's sunny and it hasn't rained since May and March. Oh my god, why? 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 Is that normal? Are you guys in your hot season? What kind of seasons do you guys experience over there? I think South Africa has winter, or are you guys not the one that have winter, that experience winter? Um, yeah, if only it was possible. um, so what I wanted to do today, I was thinking maybe I would read a little bit of poetry, and by the time I read, you know, um, some of the works of this poet, I would kind of flow into a train of thought that will take me away from here, away from this mood, and you get. Oh, you have four seasons. Wow, that place is like Europe. I see why a lot of that time I was very young. Yeah, South Africa was kind of aspirational for Nigerians to travel to. Yeah, most people would be like, I want to go South Africa, I want to go see, yeah, I want to go see that place, that kind of thing. Yeah. So it was very aspirational, when I was younger. But now I don't know. I think Nigerians are very obsessed with Dubai. Um, I think Nigerians are obsessed with Dubai right now. But yeah, and I have been to South Africa actually. Surprise, surprise! I have been to South Africa. I think where we went to was this place called Sandton City, and it was strange. Because it was not really, I don't know, when you see people talk about traveling abroad, it was strange. Like, I didn't really enjoy myself, maybe because I didn't get to explore the city completely. And we went there for church purposes. Like, my mom, I think she went to the church group. Hello, Tyrus, welcome to the chat. She went to a church group, and I went with her, yeah, and it was just church activities, and the only thing I would say that I remember about it that I think was very noteworthy was the food. Like, you guys, I don't say you guys here, but I think people enjoy sugary stuff more than us Nigerians because there was sugar in everything. Like, there was sugar in everything. How? Why? And then again, when the service, like when we finished, the church program, we went into town just to like see how the environment would be. We even went to, I think, a mall, ShopRite, obviously. Well, it was not just ShopRite. I was there. It was like a big mall, and I think when we went with a taxi, so we were able to see the town. Like, the roads were so beautiful, in the sense like it's way better than most Nigerian roads. There was no such thing as hold up in that area. There was also the only thing that happened, that we ended up staying in one other hotel before we left. It was where we stayed in the hotel, yeah, we went downstairs to patronize, like to buy from this, like maybe deli shop, this bodega kind of shops, yeah. And when we got there, I think it was a man that looked as if he was from one of these Middle Eastern countries. And we were just, happy buying from the store and everything. And he was like, "People are tourists." We were like, "Yeah." My mom was like, "Yes." So like, be careful. Don't go outside. Everywhere is dangerous. Stay in your rooms. Stay in your homes. It was just very funny. And the way he was saying it, I think he was just trying to, like, he was trying to, bring up fear in us. Yeah, he was making us try to be like, he was making us feel scared, just so that we would be more safe. Yeah. Serious. Oh my God. Yeah. In Santon City. That's the thing now. I was just a child and I was with my mom and it was all this church nonsense. So, obviously, if I visit a place like that as an adult, yeah, I would definitely, want to seek out actually mentally stimulating sports, for myself, instead of just, being stuck, to something, something, something. Obviously, I'll be there of my own free will and obviously my own money, so I'll be able to like, take the time out to really explore the place and all of that. Um, yeah, like I even wonder. I think I'm going to add that to my journey, my travel dreams. Yeah, that when I go to any country, like if I go to any when I go to countries to visit, yeah, I'm going to look for I'm going to find out their um how to say their literature scene, what their literature scene looks like, the community around things like books, poetry, what other thing, like just communities, communities, that are focused on stuff that I like. You get to the place here. Also writing and all of that, which I'm very interested in. Yeah. And then authors. Oh my God, that's another thing. I'm so glad that at least English is one of the languages that South Africans speak, and it's like okay, I'm eager to read works by South African authors, or just authors that authors of any country I visit. I would like to buy books from the local authors there. So sometimes I have to like consider, like add to my to my desires or my dreams of like traveling and visiting different places in the world. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So just something to think about. Yeah. Oh, Cape Town. Oh my God. The things I've heard about Cape Town. But I've never heard of a place called Kimberley. Oh. Like, what is the place? Is it like a city state? Do you do sort of does South Africa have states, like Nigeria has like 36 states. Kenya has counties. But South Africa, how are you guys, like, how is the country like organized? Is it region? You get, because I've never heard of this place called Kimberley, yeah. But I've heard of Cape Town. Cape Town is most popular, one of the most popular places after or with Johannesburg. Yeah, Johannesburg and Cape Town are like very popular. But like when I went to Sandton City that year, it seemed like it was a very small place. Yeah, it seemed like it was not very like, and there is not a lot of population there. But after when I returned, like a few years later, I started hearing about Nigerians, enjoying Santon City, that the place has changed. Like there are places, there are like hot spots there now. It's not this long line of few buildings and people are not plenty there, that kind of thing. Yeah. Um, but I'm also curious, like, how is South Africa organized? Is it organized in regions or counties or states? That sort of thing. I'm also curious why Cape Town? What exactly is in Cape Town? that would be attractive to somebody like me, or that would be, yeah, interesting to somebody like me. Okay, we call state province. Kimberley is a city inside a province called Free State. Oh, okay. So this is the first I'm hearing it. Your country's, organized into provinces. Okay, okay. Kimberley. Wow, country must be very, like, I haven't actually considered the geographical size of South Africa here. Um, but you know, seems like it would be big. Yeah. I also noticed that there's a lot of like lands. Yeah. In There's a lot of land, and also I used to watch some South African shows, or some shows. Yes, South African shows here on Netflix, and obviously the movies will not really show you the reality, but to an extent, yeah, I get the sense that the country has, how to say this, lots of people, like a huge population. Like I said, the vibe you're giving me is more artistic, musical, and being outdoors with poetry. So keep down guitars to that. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll definitely keep that in mind because yes, that is my vibe actually. Yeah, where I can go to, and I wouldn't feel like I need to um be a certain way. Like if I go to a place, I'll be so overwhelmed and just like very absorbed in all of the things I like, in front of me, and I would not even notice, people around me or something like that. Yes. Um, and I also want to say like that the country is big, but population only 60. You see that what I'm saying? Like, our population is in from coming from Nigeria. Population is not so much. It's like half of our place, half of our country. Last time I the last time I checked, Nigeria's population, that was years ago after the census. Yeah, Nigeria's population was 120 million people. You get 120 million people. So um, I'm sorry, I'm coming now. Nigeria population, like, if your country is 60 something, 61 million, you need to, sorry, if your country is 60 something million, yeah, that means you're like half of us. Half of us. Yeah, so the country, I don't know what I was saying. I think the country has a very big land mass, yeah, and it's not overcrowded, yeah, is what I want to say. Hello, Rai from India. Welcome to the chat. I'm also somebody that I want to say, trust me, you love it, and not forgetting museums guy. I was about to say that I'm somebody that is interested in history, in a sense, like learning about the history of a place, and museums is one of the most wonderful ways to experience a country's history, or a place's history, some place history, yeah, an area's history. And also I'm also interested in nature. So as I got into walks. Yeah, I got into walks. I got into hikes, basically. Yeah, as much as it was possible. That's what I experienced. Not in this place I live right now, but that place I took a sabbatical to travel to in Nigeria. Yeah, there was a lot of land mass and few population, so I had a lot of space to just walk non-stop. So I was like, I started thinking about it. Like I would like to travel to different African countries and experience their natural parks, their conservative, their reserved areas, for nature, and preservation of, wildlife and ecology and all of that. So I want to like also experience those kind of environments, like natural parks, basically. Yeah. And I wonder, like, is South Africa not even like the home of like safaris and no, it's not. Is it South Africa? I don't think it's South Africa. I think it's like Kenya and what other country? But South Africa is also part of the country that people travel to for safaris, yeah? Am I wrong? Am I getting it wrong? So I want to say like animals from afar. See animals from afar. And I want to also like just visit natural parks, yeah. Yes, museums would be lovely to visit to see, and all of that, yeah. Museums would be lovely to see and all of that. Um, yeah, I think all of this like the thing about it is like even the idea of traveling. Yeah, I don't want to. Well, we have untouched parts of the country, but in the cities it's different. I love being outdoors, like camping, hiking, just being under the stars. I'm scared of hiking. I'm actually scared of hiking. Sorry, I'm scared of camping, not hiking. I like hiking. I'm scared of camping. I'm scared of spending the night outside in the wilderness. Hello Lion. Animal Farm. I actually read it in is it primary school or secondary school when I was way younger. But Animal Farm is kind of like a study, you know. And I don't know. Yeah, it was. It reads like a study on the society that we exist in today. My own book coming out. I don't know, man. I don't really know when my book is coming out, but um, I just started writing, so I cannot say anything about my own book. Yeah, you're right. We got one of the famous park called Kruger National Park. Okay, I will be looking that up online after this thing. Like, I want to see that, and I have to make notes on this national park. Like, okay, what is the park famous for, or Vidi? So my thoughts on Animal Farm is that it exposes the lie of, how to call it, democracy. Is that what we can say about Animal Farm? The lie that people use to sell us, not us, but the lie that some people, hide under this veil of democracy, yeah, that is power for the people, by the people, whatever, that kind of thing. Hello, Safi, welcome to the chat. At the end of the day, we are not the same. Animals, please, I don't want to stay outside. It's just, aside from animals, yeah, aside from animals, I have this kind of thing, like how to say it without sounding, like all this self-diagnosis. But there's this thing I have, like I have all of these specific um specific ways I want my my room, my living space to be, yeah. And so if I change that living space, like maybe I'm in a room or in a house and I already know how the kitchen is, how the bedroom is, how the rooms are, how the water runs, and how the this thing runs, yeah, how all of those things run. Like the thing about camping is that you can't make perfect calculations of outdoors facilities, yeah. Anything can go wrong, or anything can just be not available, and there's nothing you can do about it because it is night time and you cannot just like leave, yeah. So this unstable, like this unstable uncertainty attached to being outside in the night is just too much for my brain to process. I feel like as if my body is going to reject it. My body is going to reject it, like just being outside, to be honest, at night where like night time is supposed to be this time I don't worry about anything again. Like I'm done thinking about how the day goes and planning every single moment of the day in my head. Yeah. At night, I'm not supposed to think of that. But if I'm outside, I have to think about it. Hello Elijah, welcome to the chat. It's a safari and you get to experience the best part of the untouched part of the country. You see elephant buffaloes. I'm all for that. Like, sign me up. I want it. Sign me up for that. I want to go on a safari for sure. I want to go, but when we are done, I want to go back to my room. I don't want to sleep anywhere outside. Okay, like if I want to even try, like how to say, if I want to microdose camping, let it be in my house or in my area, like just in my house here, where I stay outside my room or in the compound and I sit up and look at the star. Maybe microdose camping like that. But to just dump myself outside there at night, I feel like I'm not at that stage in life yet. But I definitely want to go. Like I want to do safaris. I want to go to the museums. I want to go to galleries. Art galleries. I want to buy books. I don't see. Do you know how many years ago my basic training was? Just leave me alone. Also, when I was in camp, there was a lot of time I had to like take excuses not to be like talking about camp here. One thing that's very common in the military is assembly, like parade. So everybody being like complete uniform under the sun, under the rain, and you have to stand for at least maybe 2 hours listening to some kind of sermon, not even sermon, just discussion from the commandant of the camp and all of that. And it's like I had to take excuse, like I think twice in two different parades. I had to take excuse, like if not, I would have passed out like outside. So I don't have any basic training. Leave me alone. Leave me. Thank you very much. I don't have it. Like nobody can turn off this part of my brain that actually like goes haywire about the uncertainty of being outside. Nobody can. No presence can turn it off. It's just something I carry everywhere with me. Yeah. Um. Military basic training. I don't have any. I've forgotten. My body has gotten used to comfort. My body has gotten used to comfort. Um, oh my god, how to do this thing now? So just leave you out of the conversation. Thank you. Just camping is not for me. I can microdose it, in a controlled environment. But like, let's go to this popular campsite, and I won't. I'm sorry, I won't go with you. But I would go on all this, like, I'm always. The only thing is that I also get exhausted easily. Yeah. So the other thing is like I have more energy like earlier in the day, like in the morning, like I'm raring to go in the morning. Yes, I can go out in the morning, see the sights. But when the sun is coming down, my energy level is also coming down. Like, so I have to be back, as the sun is setting. Else it's just like a lot of struggle. That is why I don't have fun. I don't find any pleasure in partying, you know, late. If it's like a daytime party, where you just go, you have fun with your friends, the sun is still up, you know, I'm down for that. But partying at night, again, the uncertainty of being outside, like you can't control anything, it is night, you can't walk anywhere, all of those things stresses me out more than whatever might be going on at night here. So I don't find pleasure in being out at night, eating somewhere at a bar at night. It's not like it's bad. I just don't feel comfortable here doing all of that at night. I don't know. I think I'm a sun person. I like I like doing things with the sun. I like the sun being there with me when I do things. I guess what kind of energy to like, be out about in the sun. Well, or during the daytime at least, yeah. And yeah, also, what does I want to say? Like, I cannot just. That's why whenever people talk about like traveling, they always say, let's just go for, like, not like I've gotten any offer like that, though, but like when people talk about traveling, doing a visiting a country, because of the economic state of Nigeria and all of that, most people just plan their visit for like 7 days, 10 days. They'll visit a country, they'll stay there for 7 days, 10 days, and they're back. Because of the money and expenses. And like, I don't want to travel like that. If I want to travel to a country for like, just to experience the country, I have to be there for at least 3 months because I won't go back to back to back to back to wherever it is I'm going to. Like, I will not go to, like, to a tourist site today. Then tomorrow I'll go to another tourist site. Then next, because I want to fulfill all my days before I leave, I might just go to one and spend all the rest of the 10 days like in my hotel room without, just trying different kinds of menu options. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Most times that's how we do it when camping. Early morning, you see the animals, hike or go see cave. Oh, cave artworks. Wow, I'm curious about that. Then afternoon till evening, we rest around the fire and watch the stars. Oh, that is so cool. I've not even thought about the enjoyment of bonfires, yeah. Oh, that is a good idea, yeah. I feel like it's a good idea to like I also like the idea, like it looks attractive to me, to sit around the fire, and just watch the stars. It's attractive to me. But it's attractive to me till like maybe 2 hours or 3 hours, and I'm like, okay, time is going. I have to go back to my bed. Like, I'll start looking at the time. But it's attractive to me, like in theory. Like when I watch it in movies, I like the fact that people can just sit around, and just play, outside, and just watch the fire burn to the very end. Like, it's fun. Actually, it's fun to me, but I don't think I would fully enjoy myself here, if I don't step back, if I don't take a step back, if I don't go back home to my bed and refresh and recharge for the next day, I feel like, I think that's just a me thing. Yeah, I don't think there's any like logical explanation for me behaving like that. It's just a me thing, just how I am. Um, yeah. So this poem seems like a very interesting one. The title of the poem is Some I Have Talked With by the Fire. Funny how we're talking about bonfires here, and this poem is about fire. And I think it's like a bonfire setting as well. So this poem I want to read here, it is titled To Some I Have Talked With by the Fire. Um and it goes, while I wrote out these fitful Danang rhymes, my heart would brim with dreams about the times when we bent down above the fading coals and talked of the dark folk who live in souls of passionate men like bats in dead trees, and of the wayward twilight companies who sigh with mingled sorrow and content because their blossoming dreams have never bent under the fruit of evil and good, and of the embattled flaming multitude who rise, wing above wing, flame above flame, and like a storm cry the ineffable name, and with the clashing of their sword blades make a rapturous music till the morning break, and the white hush end all but the loud beats of their long wings, the flash of their white feet. So there's a lot of rhyming going on in this poem, which I enjoy. And also, the more I read poems from his collection, the more I feel I get comfortable reading it here, because when I started reading it, it was very hard for me to um, recognize how it went narratively, yeah, or I don't know. It was just hard for me to follow. You get, even though I was the one reading it, yeah. And because this author Yates, he's very specific, and unique in his way of, writing and bringing his poems to life with words. Yeah. But I really like his stuff, mostly because I've heard of him all my life. That he's one of these great, and people, so many books I also read like in the past have referenced him. They've mentioned him, they've talked about him, and I'm like, what is it about this man here? Like, what could be in his poetry that could be so um recognizable and so influential and so touching to tons of people across, different walks of life? Yeah. And so I was looking forward to having my own copy of it here, and I'm so happy I was able to get it. But it's not been easy reading it because obviously um, there's a technicality to his poem, to his poetry, and most people, they speak about him having studied his works in school, having studied under, professors and all of that. Even if, yeah, they just have a background here in English to an extent, but I don't really have that background in poetry in English even. You love doing your reading in peace while camping. Still, that's a very, very to be very hard to sell camping to me, to be honest. Very hard. It's just my thing. It's just my thing, yeah. Very hard to sell camping to me. It's just, I don't know. Also, won't it be at night? Like, would there be lights in the area? I know there are some controlled environments, like when I watch vlogs from people from other countries there, that they go camping, they always have electricity with them, some form of electricity supply. Some people, there's even some countries that designate certain natural areas, natural parks for camping specifically. So those places have facilities. Those places have like restrooms, lights, kitchens, all of that. Yeah. So yeah, it just I feel like maybe, but I don't know if I would, because I'll be distracted by the fact that it is night time and I'm not on my bed. It will just be as if I'm still outside, yeah. Which that's the point of camping here, being outside. Well, there's a feeling of outside that's, oh, maybe if I want to even talk about camping here and being outside, it's just I have this thing about being outside, yeah. I don't know, there's just this thing, I have this ick I have being outside, yeah. And every time I have to be outside, I have to mentally prepare for it. So if I go on a visit, like if I go to visit another country, I'll quickly find my inside. My inside is at my B&B or my hotel room or whatever, yeah. And so my inside now become this like safe zone for me when I deal with the outside. I don't know if you understand, yeah. Considering the bigger outside of being in a whole different country, yeah, there's the way I can curtail the stress of being in a bigger outside by being in my room, in my hotel room, or in my bed, in my B&B, So camping is kind of like upsetting that balance, that I mentally create everywhere I am. Camping is like our calculated outside. It has exceeded. We have to recover. How are we going to recover this outside? This outside does not end today. That's the thing about staying outside camping. To just be like this, my outside has not ended. I'm still outside. I'm still outside. You get, even though that's the whole point of camping, that you are outside, yeah. So I think the outside nature of camping is what, you know upsets, that part of me that's like, no, I don't want to be outside. Like, I have my set time of being inside and outside. And even if, I don't know, it's just my own thing about outside and inside, yeah. So if I set up my inside safe in my hotel and in my B&B, even if I'm like, okay, this is an event I want to do, this is why I came to this big outside of another country, it's like we have to go back to our inside. We have to recover being outside today by being inside at night. Like, so if you upset that balance, I don't know how my body is going to take back like restore the balance of the inside and outside. I might end up like refusing to go on maybe my planned itinerary of my planned itinerary of visiting like the sites here, and I'll be like, I can't go outside today. I've upset the balance of my outside. I need to recover my inside back. I need to weigh it back. It has to be normal back again. Yeah. So my inside time I have to recover it. Yeah. That's just me. Yeah. It's just how my brain works, and that's how it works for every time everywhere I go. Yeah. Everywhere I find myself. Yeah. I used to do this. I do this inside outside balance scale in my head. Yeah, there's always a balance, there's always a scale measuring my outside to my inside. And every time I'm outside, even if I'm enjoying myself, yeah, even when I'm enjoying myself, like in the midst of enjoying myself outside, let's say I'm at a museum, or I'm trying a local cuisine, or I'm seeing the animals, yeah, my that scale will be counting. You get it will be counting for me, like we're outside, we're outside, we're outside, we're outside, we're outside, we're outside. And there's a certain um, behavior that I can keep up. Like there's a certain level of like social, performance I can make being outside. And that social performance is weighed on my scale of inside outside balance. And so if that social performance is running out and I'm tipping the scales of the outside balance, I'm literally getting fried inside in my head. So I don't like shutting down. I don't like freezing inside and feeling like in my mind. I don't like you know how to say it's just something mental here, but it's how it has been for as long as it was so bad when I was a child. Yeah, it was so bad. So I think adulthood, when you become an adult, there's a level of autonomy you have, freedom you have, and you can now, you don't have things like school anymore stressing you about going outside or making your hair. You can find ways around that. Yeah. And especially during the COVID period, when everybody was quarantined, like everybody was crying about like how they were losing their minds inside. But for me, it was just like everybody's in the club for once. Let everybody be inside for once in their life. Must you go outside? So. Yeah, like that inside thing is just, it's just like my thing. Yeah, I don't know, just how I am. Just my That's why, like, I don't want to explain things to people. I just be like, oh, I'm just an alien, so just take it like that. That's how I am, yeah. So I just, maintain this inside outside skill. Especially if I say, okay, I've agreed to be, this social, outgoing, friendly person for a specific length of time because I want to, I want to enjoy myself. I want to experience the sights. I want to see a new place. I want to experience the cuisine, all of that. It's like you've experienced all of those things. What are you still doing outside? Go inside. Time for us to be inside. So it's just a thing, sha. It's just my thing, yeah. But whatever. Just camping is just not. If I can camp during the day, yeah, where I just stay outside during the day, if I can just stay outside during the day, yeah. If I'm like, okay, today we are going camping and we camp from morning, like maybe 6 or 7 or whenever, like that is, doable. You start camping by that morning. My brain, like I am going to enjoy that kind of camping more than the idea that night time things coming, I'll be outside. I can camp during the day, even though that doesn't make any sense. I camp during the day, and then maybe when the sun comes down, I'll be like, okay, I'm done with my camping, I'm going back home. Yeah, makes sense to me. Like we'll do everything, hike, I don't know, you can't burn fire during the day, yeah. That's the only thing. You can't burn fire during the day, but I don't know. I don't know. You can just like do every other thing, like hike, have meals, gist, talk, see the sights. Like I don't know, enjoy nature outside during the day. But at night time, no, 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 no. Oh no, no, I don't know. I've never thought of it, but the only thing I used to do to camping ideas and suggestions is shut it down right now, or remove me from this situation. I'm not interested. Like that's just my own camping ick, I guess. My outdoors ick, yeah. And it's funny because I like, being around. Like I like being in nature. I like taking walks, hiking, stuff like that. But to sleep outside, it's just my thing, yeah. It's just my. I think it's just. Well, you've met a human being like me, I guess. Add it to the people, like the kind of people you meet in this life here. That, oh, you met somebody that that proposes camping during the day. You met somebody that proposes camping during the day. That's me, oh king. Oh my god. Okay. So, anyways, that's why, like, um, that's not why, but like those are like wonderful things to think about when we can become. We like brothers meet bond over the fire. What does that mean? I don't understand. We can become like meat bond over the fire. I don't understand this message, really. I don't understand this message. Oh, I hope the period I travel to South Africa here, there's a Nasty C concert happening so that I can actually go to his concert. Do you like Nasty C? That's a very funny question to ask anyway. It's just like asking in Nigeria, like, do you like this particular one popular, musician? And it's like, well, I know him, I don't know if I like him. But conversations like I enjoy, Nasty C's music. That time was like the first album after that Coke Studio thing. Like it was just like really big over here, and yeah, it was really big over here, and his album, that first, I think it was it an album or an EP, I don't know. His album is something that I can listen to over and over. That one album, I don't know after the album, but that first album, yeah, I can listen to it over and over and over again. I guess that's the kind of rap I actually enjoy. That's one of the kind of rap I enjoy. Narcissist style of rapping, yeah. And I hope the period I'm visiting South Africa here, and I hope the concert is also held in the province I'm visiting, or the city I'm staying in here. That I'll like, attend a Narcissist concert. Like, oh, I want to listen to him sing live or perform live. Yeah. Although I know he's not so popular these days. Yeah, but doesn't mean I'm not the type. It's not like I care about popularity in the first place. So. Glad you agree. Glad you agree. Narcissy is actually quality. Yeah, I think the thing that happened with Narcissy, like that, he's not so popular anymore, is because of his label. I don't think they managed his popularity well. I don't think they managed the trajectory of his fame. Yeah, I don't think they managed it well. They didn't, capitalize on it, to put him where he's supposed to be, which is like still international global level of, popularity, because he deserves it. His work is actually very, 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 very interesting. I immediately I was like, oh, okay, perfect. Like, when somebody's like following something back to back, like quality, yeah, like the quality does not decrease, yeah. But I've not checked him out after that first album. um I don't know, most people, those artists, their first album is usually so, so wonderful, you know. And I think it's because the fire of being an artist, the fire of creation is so brightly burning, so brightly burning, and they are like they have something to show. Hello family, welcome to the chat. My name is King. We're talking about an artist today. His name is Nasty C. Have you ever heard of Nasty C? Nasty C is from South Africa. Yeah. Um. So I was saying, like, when artists, debut, oh, you should check him out. His name is Nasty C. His name that is in the chat above yours. Um. Talking about how good his first album, is. I think it's a timeless album, yeah. And it's like most artists here that I've noticed that I follow, most of the time their music, their first work that they put out is so beautiful, it's so creative, there's this desire more than anything to be seen and recognized as a creator, as an artist, as a writer, as a poet, as a lyricist. All of that is there. As a rapper, it is there in the first work, and then after that, you know it kind of falls, reduces in quality. And I don't want to blame the artist entirely, because the industry is very toxic. Yeah, the industry, kind of, sometimes the industry chokes out the lives of artists. It chokes out the arts out of an artist because of this play on survival. Oh, I want to survive, I don't want to fade into obscurity. This desperation now that is artificial, just to create this need to, like, okay, whatever my label says I will do, because I want to survive, even though, at the end of the day, like, is that the success that you're actually looking for in the first place? Is it that you broke out to be noticed by these labels, only to now be put into a cage back again? At first you felt you were caged by circumstances, you were caged by, invisibility. Oh, I want to be seen, and then when you're now seen to the extent that people think you are marketable and profitable, and your art is wonderful, everybody wants to, enjoy your art and all of that, then why is it that when they get to that point, the quality of the art decreases because of all of this, ugly aspects of the industry? And it's like how do people now, dream of success here? Why do people still dream of success in that way? And at that point in time, are you still successful? Can you say that you are successful? you know I feel like as an artist here, we really need to be careful, about our dreams of succeeding, our dreams, and how we label what we look to as, the definition of success. We have to be careful, because at the end of the day, success looks different on everybody. Okay, success is not going to look the same across the board. You understand? And it's like, but because we are in this system that does not even allow us time to, like, kind of reflect, just slow down a bit, like, we are being pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and it's like, do you want to be an artist, or do you want to keep working in this, horrible system? You think and say, oh, you're going to get your freedom through art, I'm going to get to the point where my art is going to set me free. And it's like, your art sets you free by being popular and likable and marketable, but the art, does not do anything past that. It starts to, take the back seat, you get. And it's not any different from where you were coming from. You understand? You're still the same person, just in a different form. Yeah, you're still the same, you know um struggling person, just in a different form or a different level of, life and, income and all of that. Yeah. And talking about it, because of, I don't know, I don't really follow closely with Nasty C, yeah, but the second album, did not really. When you listen to the first album, there's this drive, in what he writes. There's this desire that you can feel, that he's trying to get somewhere. He's trying to be seen. He wants to be, he has ambitions, yeah. He has ambitions. But now what? You get, now what? Now you're at the pinnacle, then what? Is there a higher place to go, or um, is this it? You understand? So it's just a lot of things, that I feel like I sometimes, yeah, when I contemplate on things like that, yeah, it's like, well, it's not as if you have any, yeah, it's not like I had any pinnacle to be making all this type of contemplations, yeah. Why are you making this type of contemplations? So often get to that pinnacle before you make, this sort of contemplations. Yeah, is Nasty C is a singer and also a rapper. You understand? So if you go check out his album, be prepared for him to like sing and rap to you. But his rap is something that is unique in and of itself. You get, because he's a different person, but he raps, yeah. So and the way he raps, you end up paying attention to his lyricism. The songs, the words he's using to sing. You pay attention to it, and all of it is very earnest. Earnest, deep, soulful. Stuff like that. And me, I have this whole desire that one day, yeah, that I'll be at the right place at the right time, to attend a Narcissus concert. It might not even be in South Africa actually, it might be somewhere else, yeah. But anyways, I have this desire, this dream that, oh, one day I'm going to like, attend a Narcissus concert. So yeah, I hope he's doing well wherever he is. I hope he's still making music as he likes and he's no longer struggling. I think I saw him in on a show once, a South African show. Is it Blood and Water I saw him in? Have you seen Blood and Water? Very popular South African show. After season 2, I think he started to one of his song. Um, which song do I want to sing now? There's this song that is in my head right now. Yeah. Um, I get over. Yeah. I forgot the lyrics. Ah, but I think the other half of the chorus goes, "Send me away," something like, "Send me away." I don't know. I can't really remember anyone that I really like. Oh my god, I can't believe I. Anyways, I'm sorry, I can't sing anyone. Sorry. I'm trying to remember, but I can't remember it. So sorry about that. Maybe you just have to check. Um, oh, don't listen to Spotify. Spotify is teaming up with ChatGPT. So Spotify has eventually sold itself out to AI, and I wouldn't encourage anybody to subscribe to Spotify. I don't know, find another music site to support, yeah, with your money or whatever, with your time. Why the hell is Spotify um collaborating with ChatGPT? Makes no sense. So stupid. What type of music is that? I said it is a rap song. He deals in he makes rap and R&B music. Yeah, he's a South African, so you'd also see um, South African quality, in his singing. Yeah, and in his music in general. Yeah, so that is the kind of music he does: rap, R&B, hip hop as well. Yeah, hip hop, very very cool hip hop songs. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of music that Nasty Seed makes. But on that note of music, yeah, don't support Spotify anymore. Like, why the hell is Spotify teaming up with ChatGPT? They already put this their stupid Magic Shuffle. Nobody asked, like, Magic Shuffle exists on Spotify already. We already know that's AI. Yeah. So just to blatantly, collab with ChatGPT, and it's not because they care about the arts or the music or the artist. It's just another money grabbing scheme. Oh, you're an artist too. A musician. Samly, are you a musician? Welcome. I'm so happy to meet somebody like you. What kind of, what's the name of your, like, what is your name on, I guess you're on Spotify or Audio Mac? Which of them? What kind of music do you do? What kind of music do you make? Oh, that's interesting. What kind of music do you make, Samly Tresor? Is that the name of, is that your artist name, your stage name? Maybe if I look you up, will I see Samly Tresor on Spotify or something? Oh, everybody subscribe, okay? Subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to reach a certain number this month. What kind of music do you make, Samly? The way this author is so um invested in time, yeah. The way he holds time to a certain standard is like time is not that powerful. Time is just a reference, yeah. Time is just a point of reference. It does nothing. It does nothing for you. Time does nothing. Like this one that he writes here. Time, the title of this one is The Moods. Time drops in decay like a candle burnt out, and the mountains and woods have their day. What's one in the route of the fireborn moods has fallen away. Okay, so I need to know what the meaning of route is so I can understand what he's saying here. But again, like describing time as something, that decays or something that rests in decay, like a candle burnt out. And sometimes people can measure time with, the burning of a candle, yeah. Um, yeah, so like as if, the movement of time, assumes something, it's causing a change in it's causing a change in the fabric of an existence, like a decay, which is a change. Decay implies change, yeah. So I'm just like, no, I don't think we should give the credit to time, causing changes, yeah. Change is inevitable. Even if everything stood still, change would still happen. The only thing is that there is need to measure change. Sometimes, and the measurement of change is time. It is not the time that is bringing about the change. That is why sometimes some people wait and wait and wait their entire lives and nothing changes because they have deluded themselves that, or they persist in the illusion that time is going to bring the change that they want in their lives. Again, time is going to, they feel as if time is inevitability. And it's like, no, time is just a reference, okay? Um, time is just a reference. Time is not going to make things faster. King sings too. How? I don't know. Like I was not singing so good though. I'm not singing so good because like I don't think I think I barely sang. It was so. Is this song that he made with one lady in the on the album? Yeah, something of "Send Me Away." I was trying to remember the chorus or something, and it was not coming out well. So I didn't want to embarrass myself. But I wouldn't call that singing. So I was talking about, yeah, time, yeah, and how some people like To me, yeah, time is a reference. Time is not an action. It is not a doing. It is not even inevitable. It is just a reference. And you see proof of that when people, when you speak to elderly people and they tell you that, oh, they spent all their lives waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and nothing changed. And they woke up one day and they were like, old, you get, and they have all of these regrets. And it's like, no matter what, you're going to have regrets. Yeah. So regrets is not something to be afraid of. But my point is like, in this poem here I just read here, it's just this whole thing of saying, um, that time, brings about decay, and decay is supposed to be what? A change in state. You change from fresh, to blooming, to withering, and then decay and all of that. And even death is also described as decay. And the passing of time, like maybe somebody growing old, some people can describe it as a decay or something. And it's like, I know the all of these things still ascribed to time's doing. When the real thing that is happening is change. Change is the inevitability. But to measure change, to make sense of change, we created time. To kind of give us the security of knowing when change is going to come, or when change is going to, like, or change has passed. And it's like, all of these things we do to keep ourselves safe, when we know that the earth we live in is chaotic. Yeah, this existence is too chaotic, to be properly measured. And no matter how much we protect ourselves with time and tell ourselves we have time, or we don't have time, or we are young or we're old and all of that, your being, your becoming, your actualization is dependent on you, okay, and your decision to be whatever you want to be, not on time. You get, it is not time that is going to stop you or make you or help you. So that is why when people say things, when like it's so glorified in the media, because at the end of the day, media is just some kind of mass appeal medium, like something that is used to reach millions of people at once. And so you can't really hold on to whatever it feeds you as some sort of truth or fact here, in the sense of when, like, when the media wants to prop up something as being special, they'll say, oh, this thing that was created by this 15-year-old. Hello, Masisi. Hi. This thing was created by this 15-year-old. Oh my god, this 15-year-old just broke the world record. Oh my god, this 15-year-old is so young, so young, so young. And it's like, shut up, shut the fuck up, like, shut up. And then they say things like, oh, somebody that is like 60 just, perform their own first ballet dance, and it's like breaking, sales, and everybody's visiting, and it's so amazing that a 60-year-old can still practice ballet. And it's as if we're supposed to be awed by this person's performance, this person's creation, because of how young or how old they are. Meanwhile, all of these metrics are things that we defined by ourselves. These are the metrics we use to control the things that we feel are truly out of our control. Yeah, like somebody deciding to make art at whatever period in their life, or somebody deciding to do ballet at whatever period of their life, is not special because of the periods of life that they exist in. It is special because this person is just creating their thing. This person is just putting themselves out there. This person is just coming into self-actualization. But those kind of things are too abstract, they cannot be applied to everybody. We live in subjective realities. I cannot place my own value system on you because you don't live in my world and I don't live in your world. Yeah. So like, because of how subjective and how much we would need to have like very nuanced, conversations, or very sometimes you just cannot even connect, with somebody else subjective reality and definition of self-actualizations. Yeah, we just but how will these people make money off of things like that? How will these corporate entities make money out of our self-actualization? Put a box where everybody has to pass through. Create a metric that people have to follow. If people don't meet this metric, then they'll be shaved off, not recognized as successful, not praised for their self-actualization. Yeah, only the people that fit this box. And the thing about that box is that it's not supposed to fit even one person, but the thing is that they modeled it such that and then they market it in such a way, they sell it to us in such a way, um, because they control, what we see on our TVs, on our phone. It's like they sell it to us in such a way that we feel as if we have no choice but to model ourselves after the shape of this box here. And some people succeed in modeling themselves in the shape of this box, and then the rest of us begin to feel like, because this one person, was able to model themselves in this box, this person must be special, not knowing that that person is an anomaly. That person is an anomaly. You are the regular person. You are not supposed to fit in boxes. You're supposed to be different. You're supposed to not appeal to the masses. You are just one of one. How can you appeal to a mass of people? You get, anybody that appeals to a mass of people, it is an anomaly. You get, it is not, you get, but then that's why we see things like celebrities. Yeah, celebrities are one in few, one in thousand, one in hundreds, and we're like, this is a star, this is a star. And even if we, oh, welcome to YouTube, Samly. So even if we join all of us, like all the celebrities from every country in the world together, I don't think those celebrities measure up to like um, a full percentage of the entire world's population. But those ones are supposed to be stars. And in the night, you go out and look up at the sky and you see stars of all shapes. You see stars occupying the vastness of the sky that you are not even seeing fully, you get, because you're just in one small part of the world. You see so many stars in that area you're living in, and you look up and it's countless. And somebody else in another country, in another place in the world, is still seeing this same countless number of stars in their own sky. And we say to be special means to be to be ex to be anomaly. To be an anomaly here is, it means you're a star. You get, I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I've read the comments, Samly. You said you are new on YouTube, and I said welcome. I said welcome. So like, um the way all of this exceptionalism works, it's so funny. Like, there's this trend of saying, oh, I'm exceptional, meanwhile you're just fitting into some random box to be sold to a mass audience. Yeah. um that makes you exceptional. Meanwhile you appeal to millions of people. I think you are exceptionally exceptionally anomalous. I have to say it, like, anomaly and exception is the same thing, but like, it's kind of like, at the end of the day, you are, or they are, or people that fit all of those things. Oh, it's okay, VD, it's okay, VD, it's okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I was just talking about different things here. Hip hop rapper, nice, 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 nice. That's cool. I wish you success in your career, assembly. So I was talking about time video, and I was talking about how people use time, to be the metric of change. This not the metric of change. They act as if time is the doer of change, you get, in our existence as human being. And time, to me, and from what I've known, is just a reference, a point of reference. It does nothing for you. Time truly gives you nothing or takes nothing from you. We have formed so many sayings around time, like time is this one god, this um being, that controls things, the way you can never go back in time, blah blah blah. So it's something to be afraid of, that, oh no, time does not move, time is static, because it is just a ruler, it is just a measurement, it does nothing, you are the one moving. That is why you hear a lot of people speak in their very old age of how, oh, the one thing they regret in life is, waiting for something to happen, waiting for life to happen, waiting, being passive in their own lives, and they always, say, oh, use your time well. Oh, Morocco, oh, welcome to the chat, Sammy. Thank you for joining me from Morocco. That's nice. This is Nigeria. So they say things like old people, when you speak with older people, they say things like they have a lot of regrets because they're waiting. waiting implies, time. Time is the one that requires them. When you operate under the illusion of, time being a doer in your life, while you be this passive, helpless um individual, like you get entity, um at the end of the day they get to this age where they wake up and everything is gone. You get, like, and they're old and all of that, you get, and they have regrets. And it's like there's nothing wrong with having regrets either. Young people have regret, tons of regrets. Like, so what if you have regrets? So anyways, what I'm trying to say here is just like, when we you have to, like, take, you have to put self-actualization into your own hands by trusting yourself. You have to put self-actualization into your own hands by moving on your own terms, you know by existing on your own terms. Yeah. And that is hard to do, I'm not going to lie, because everything around, you says otherwise. Yeah. Okay, Nigeria is fine so far that I can see. Nigeria is fine. Nigeria is Nigeria. How is Morocco? Hope you guys are having a wonderful time of it today. So this poem that I read here, he's talking about how, time sort of presents a decay, and decay, is a change, in form, a change in the fabric of an entity and all of that. Yeah. And oh, my mood has gotten so much better. Thank you, Vidi, so much for trying. Like, my mood has gotten so much better. Like, by the time we're talking about camping here, everything has just gone out of my head. ah, my mood has gotten way better. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much. Thank you for spending time chatting with me. ah, my back. I need to get this chair. Like, I need to get a better chair so that I don't, you know, strain my back. But one day, not time, not even one day. I will do it for myself soon. Not soon. Let's leave time out of the picture. Let's just say that will change. Yeah, I'll change this chair. Yes, I'll change this chair. Um, I'll change the chair. It's not really good for my, sitting positions and all of that. I hope you can still hear me. These people are making noise outside now. I hope you can hear me very well. Nigerians are noisy. They're like 5 and 6. I'm sure they're playing the music here to get rid of this, like, gloomy feeling of the rain. I feel and, like, that is a very humane thing to do, I guess. Like, trying to uplift your mood by playing loud music. Um, I guess that's a good idea. It's just very distracting. Just very distracting. Oh my god. I think there was one time where, and I'm so lucky that at least the local tournament has finished their game. Yeah. Job. Oh, I don't want to talk about jobs, family. No, I don't want to talk about jobs. I don't talk about personal life details like that. That's good. Let's keep going and not bring it up. Have you had lunch? Yeah. I had lunch before starting the stream. It was okay. Have you had lunch yourself? Has everybody eaten? I hope everybody has eaten by now. Today is like the day is gone. Depends on where you are in the world. Some people might be, some people might just be waking up. Some people might just be getting to work. Either ways, I hope you have eaten. And the person is good, so you'll be there. Okay. Yeah, like I'll just say that I'll change my chair. That's all. I'll change my chair. Hmm. Yeah. So that was a very interesting poem I read here about time, and the title of the poem is Mood. How interesting is that? Yeah. Oh, the thing about Nigerians, as long as you're in a public space, they feel like you can, be noisy as hell as you like. They don't think of people around them. And now the dog is stressed because of this noise. So they don't know what, like, I think one of the pollution that we experience in this country, water pollution, air pollution, noise pollution. Noise pollution is a serious thing in this country. Nobody thinks of anybody. Like, you could be, maybe you wake up in the middle of the night to just drink water or something, and you'd hear a church going so loud around like 2 a.m. They are doing vigil, they are doing service. It's just noise, noise, noise. They use any excuse to make noise. Oh, anyways, what was I talking about? So let's just read this poem. I think that will be all for today after this poem. The title of this poem is The Lover Tells of the Rose in His Heart. All things uncomely and broken, all things worn out and old, the cry of a child by the roadway, the creak of a lumbering cart, the heavy steps of the ploughman splashing the wintry mold, are wronging your image that blossomed a rose in the deeps of my heart. The wrong of unshapely things is a wrong too great to be told. I hunger to build them anew and sit on a green knoll apart, with the earth and the sky and the water remade like a casket of gold. For my dreams of your image that blossoms, for my dreams of your image that blossoms a rose in the deeps of my heart. Remade like a casket of gold for my dreams of your image. Distracting, but I think in a sense, yeah, this person, this lover is talking about how they they don't like things, they don't like changes that affect the image of their lover in their hearts. Yeah, when you say things like uncomely and broken, worn out and old, cry of a child by the roadway, lumbering carts, all of those things are out of anybody's control. Yeah. So there could be a church service. And there's always a church service at night anywhere in Nigeria. There's always a church service somehow, somewhere. They just do it. It's just you can't, because every all of those church heads, all these church owners, they establish branches everywhere. The more branches they have, the more congregation they have, the more money, is being siphoned into their pockets and all of that. The wrong of unshapely things is a wrong too great to be told. And it's like unshapely things, yeah, I think they've always been, or I don't know, unshapely things. It's not as if, like, I think it's very natural for unshapely things to occur in nature. Yeah, like it's very natural for there to be unshapely things. Unshapely here is like ugly, I feel, or not as beautiful as this lover. What the lover considers beautiful. Just anything that is not on the standard of beauty is unshapely, is ugly. You get, um, and he's like, no, 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 I don't want this sight of ugly things here to change your image, in my heart. To get that he'd rather, like, he hungers, to build everything anew, you know, like the entire earth and the sky and the water remade, you know, But for him to say like a casket of gold, yeah, for him to say like a casket of gold, I think to an extent he also knows that um at the end of the day, if you know, no matter how a casket is built, whatever material casket is built in with, yeah, it carries what decaying material, it carries dead things. So it doesn't matter how pretty a casket is, it's going to carry dead things. You get, and I feel like for him, yeah, there is a knowing in his heart that what he carries in his heart, yeah, is dead, is decaying. You know, it is not beautiful. You understand? But he wants, you know, the externality of it to look perfect, no matter how he cannot control, you know, the decay of what is inside. Yeah. There's also this aspect of lack of control, you know, in the poem where he's saying like, um, he's saying things like all things worn out and old. Yeah, you can't stop aging, you know, and something that is worn out also went through the process of what aging cannot be stopped. Yeah, the passage of time, whatever that is, like it cannot be stopped. Yeah, and he's like, at the very least, I'm going to make a casket of gold for this thing. Yeah, instead of perceiving all of this ugliness, you know, the ugliness of decay reflecting on the outside of it. Let me just make it into a casket of gold. You get, um also this image of his lover, you know, that causes a blossom of rose in his heart, you get, is coming from dreams. It's not even the reality of it here. So he's dreaming of the image of his lover, you know, for there to be, for it to blossom into a rose in his heart. So all of these things, it just speaks of the temporal, like the temporal nature of all living things, yeah, even of, you know, loved ones. You know, we can't control them being by our side forever. You know, they are going to grow old. Okay, we're going to experience things that we cannot control, even while we love people or they love us. To get, and and even when we do our best to like make things out of good, it does not change the reality of this um transformation of this lover. You get, whatever, I don't know if that makes sense, yeah, but basically, yeah, it's just like it's very interesting, you know, because it's kind of contradictory, you know, the way he wants to be like, I want, like, after saying he wants to make all the ugly things beautiful, it is what, a casket of gold. All of those ugly things will be remade as what, a casket of gold. And it's a casket of gold, meaning that thing that he holds dear to him, that probably brings up this image of his lover, is coming from a knowing of their death, or something like they are dead, you know, they are not here anymore, something like that. But as far as it's concerned, let the casket be gold, you know, let it not be old wooden decaying, you know, material as well. I don't know, Sha, but that's what I got from this poem. Yeah. I don't know, I feel like this is the cool part of of his writing that I really enjoy, you know. There's this it's not a cynicism here, but it's just like this acceptance, you know, no, this rejection of his already made up mind. I also feel like it's directed at a personal level, like I must know I won't live forever, or I'm wrong. Oh, oh, at himself, yeah, like he's kind of speaking with himself. Oh, okay. Even as himself, yeah. Even him too, that is going to like what, decay and grow old, yeah. Oh, that makes sense. I haven't even considered that. For my dreams of your image that blossoms a rose in the depths of my heart. Hmm? When he's saying it, you know, when he mentions I hunger to build them anew. So there's this knowing that he cannot do anything about, you know, this decay. He cannot do anything about these unshapely things, yeah. Yeah, it could also be of himself, yeah. It could also be directed at himself. That makes sense, yeah. The other thing I know, like one thing I read about this man's biography, like his life, and all of that, is that he had this love, yeah, this woman that he loved. Her name is or was, I don't know, Maud gone, yeah, but she never requited his love, so he kept on loving her like one-sidedly for the rest of her life or his life, I think. While she was facing forward, she was a part of the national, like he's from Ireland, yeah, so she was part of the people that spoke up for um Ireland becoming a nation, free from the colonial clutches of the British. So she was one of those voices. She was also a poet, I think, a writer, and she was very like famous in that regard. And he was also famous, but he was not a nationalist kind of person. He actually resented the movement because it made her turn, like he felt like she did not want to pay attention to his affections because of what she was focused on. So sometimes whenever he talks about the lover, he's always talking about the lover being lost or his lover not being there. You get, or as if his lover is just this illusion, this dream that he's holding on to, and he doesn't let go of this lover even onto his old age. But let me read what you said. Yes, because if he's dreaming, it's the inner you telling you that stop focusing on the things you can't change about yourself. But that's not about poetry. Poetry can differ person to person. Right, 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 right. Right, that's very, very true. That's very true. That's very true. Hmm. Now you're telling me that stop focusing on things you can't change. Yeah, like imagine, having dreams of the image of his lover, and then waking up to reality and seeing, the world just, being imperfect, the world being breaking down, yeah, being unshapely in his own words, yeah. Like imagine dreaming of something so, like, you know how to say, something like as lovely as, your lover's image, perfect and beautiful and forever, and then you wake up and you see nothing is forever. You get that the world is changing, and there are so many imperfections in the world, and those imperfections come because of the changes that the world experiences, basically. He says things like, all things uncomely and broken, all things worn out and old, the cry of a child by the roadway. Why is the child crying by the roadway? That means the parents are nowhere to be found. That means this child, is a child that is grieving or something like that, or a child that is orphaned, or poor or suffering. And when you hear the creak of a lumbering cat, that means the cat is old, is unstable. The cat might fall apart, the cat is not sturdy anymore. The heavy steps of the plowman splashing the wintry mold. So the plowman, yeah, heavy steps, it's a burden, the work is heavy, the work is tedious, all of that. And he says all of these things, this reality is wronging the image, that's the image of your image that blossoms a rose in the deeps of my heart. So all of this, the world is too real, too ugly, too sad, and it's making me not see you as this perfect thing that is in my heart that causes a rose to blossom in my heart to get. And even in his dreams, it is. So yeah, that's a pretty part of his work. Yeah, that's one thing I really like about his stuff. It's calling the earth. He wants to make the earth and the sky and the water to be like a casket. Like, why would the earth be an entire casket of gold? That means whatever is inside the earth, is dead, dying, a casket. Stuff like that. So interesting. Like, I feel like you can pick apart his works so much. Hello, hello, Rajput. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Um, yeah, at this point, I'm so happy that I was able to at least um, share up a bit, um, and then still talk about poetry as much as I like to. Thank you, Vidi, for being a great, visitor to my, not visitor, but thank you for being a great participant in today's stream. Thank you for chatting with me. That was very kind of you. For everybody else, Pristine, I don't know if Pristine is still on the chat, yeah, but Pristine, thank you for taking your time, to watch the live stream and all of that. So at this point, I think, um, yeah, I am done for the day. Yeah, so I will see everybody probably in tomorrow's live stream. I don't know if I want to come back again today, or maybe I'll be able to try that thing again. And however that thing goes, I have to recover from the effect of whatever. Yeah. Well, anyways, thank you so much for being here with me. Honestly, we have intelligent topics. I'm glad you enjoy it. To be honest, I'm glad somebody enjoyed it. It's not like we're plenty, but I know, like, whenever people find it and say, oh, they enjoy, conversations that we have here, it's like, yeah, there are people that actually have, interest in all of these things here. So I'll just keep coming on live, and hoping to meet people, like you, people like that have interest in things like this. Yeah. Um, but for showing up today, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for showing up. Yeah. So tomorrow is another day, and I hope to see you people again tomorrow. All of you tomorrow. Yeah, thank you for spending time with me today. Let me go. These people, their noise is actually just the main reason why. Like, it's like they are going to just make me so exhausted trying to keep my attention here, and between the two of them. Hello, Ahmed. I'm telling you, I like being here. The vibe. Trust me. So go think about it. But if you need to visit South Africa, so we go camping LMU. Just give up on this camping idea. Give up on it, bro. I'm not camping. Sorry. I already told you my brain will not allow it. Hello, Sing. Hi, welcome to the chat. Yeah, I'm from Nigeria. Sing. From Nigeria. Subscribe to my channel for more. I'll be showing up daily on streams if I can help it. So you see me tomorrow. So subscribe, okay? Subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow as well. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Sing, for that compliment. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, you joined me at the still end of my live stream, and I have to go now. So, I will not go. How would you surprise camping? You know what camping means? You have to make plans for camping. You can't surprise somebody with camping. Yeah, I'm from Nigeria. From Nigeria. From Nigeria. My name is King, everybody. If you are just joining the channel, um, I will see you tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, Vidi, thank you, Sing. I am going right now. Bye. Okay, let's see one question from Sing. Sing, what is your question? What is your question, Sing? Oh, I don't know the answer to that question, sorry. But thank you for perceiving me as such. I have to go. Bye bye.